Well, as you guys know, yesterday Fan Pie and I, we all went to Singer Park and we had a fantastic day. It was such a shame we didn't get to see the hot air balloons. I know Fan was looking forward to it, and so was I. It would have made some great vlog material. And we did actually get back pretty late. It was about midnight when I finally finished the first draft of the edit. Now, first draft for me is generally putting it all together, and then what I do is then I run through the entire vlog again a couple of times just to make sure everything's exactly as I want it. So in other words, just tweaking. Now, last night obviously we didn't get to make it to the shack, so first light this morning we hit the farm and it was pretty chilly. I turned on the camera to start my vlog and nothing at all. The battery had died. So we had to go all the way back home to put the camera on charge for 2 hours and then come back again, feed all the animals and go back home and get the camera. There you go. It's actually unlike me. That's the first time I've ever done it, not put the camera on charge. Why I didn't, I have no idea, to be honest with you. Old age, I guess. Starting to forget things. I've had quite a few people ask me, if vlogging is difficult. Really depends on the type of vlog you're creating. Sometimes I've created vlogs that have taken me mere half an hour to, film, and then just a few hours editing. But the one like yesterday at Singer Park, you're looking at all day long. That was, the best part of 9 hours in the filming and 7 hours in total editing. So yeah, it can take an awful lot of work, but I love it. I think the allure for me is the creativity a vlog allows you to have. You can pretty much create anything you like. You just need a bit of imagination and apply yourself. It does take quite a bit of learning, especially when it comes to software and editing. But it's like anything else in life. The more you put into it, the more you get out, and I really like it. Up until I started vlogging, I never really thought much about sort of videography or cinematography or photography itself. Never really give it a second thought. I had a camera. I've got a camera EOS. I don't even know what model it is, to be honest with you. I know it only takes photographs, no video. I bought the camera for, it's got to be 12 years ago now, and I thought at the time, I'll just take a few snaps. I never really used it that much, to be honest with you, so never really learnt about photography. And yet, since getting into vlogging, of course, it's all changed. I've learnt a vast amount. Things like ISO settings, aperture, your frame rate, it just makes a huge amount of difference to every vlog you create, and I do really like it. I know there's a few people that will say that the editing process is laborious, and I've got to disagree. I think it's probably the best part of vlogging, simply because it's the element that allows you to put together all the footage you've taken and then create something completely unique and hopefully entertaining to your audience. So yeah, I really like it, and the more I learn, the more I like it. I've learned an awful lot of people like Casey Neistat, just watching what he does. And of course there's the all-time favourite of mine, Peter McKinnon. Just an incredible individual, and what he puts together, it's just wonderful. And of course he teaches as well, so he teaches you how to do things, which makes my life so much easier. And that's the beauty of YouTube, isn't it? It provides so much content right across so many spectrums. It allows anybody of any interest to get what they need from it. I just think it's a fantastic platform, I really do. Well, I've just done a bit of fly fishing, done me half an hour. I managed to catch 5. They're pretty much all the same sort of size at the moment. Not a lot of variation between any of them. But we've actually cut down on the feed that we give them, and we're trying it out with more sort of natural stuff, such as the cow grass, the morning glory, the rice and other bits and pieces. One thing about the commercial feed, of course, it does fatten them up very quickly. It's got a lot of protein in it, 32% to be precise. So yeah, it does fatten them up very fast. But it costs a lot of money. Mum and Dad would like to save some. So they're thinking, well, we'll see how long it takes for them to sort of fatten up naturally. If it's too long, then we'll just have to switch back to the feed next time round. But you know, trial and error, and you've got to give it a go. All the rice up here now has been harvested. There's none left on Dad's farm at all. A few people asked me about my neighbour's farm, and he's looking to sell his 11 rye. For a start, it's not 11 rye, it's actually 13, and the asking price was 100,000 baht per rye. Now here's the difficulty. I've said this before on so many occasions. It's sapakor, which means really, technically, they can't sell it. It does happen, I grant you that, but technically you can't do it. If you do it, of course, trying to get the paperwork changed into your name is almost impossible. Sapakor is arable land, and it was originally designed, as I've said before, to pass down from generation to generation, not for sale. It essentially provides people the ability to farm and feed themselves from generation to generation. So yeah, Sapakor is not really a land title that is easily transferred. I did ask Pi if anybody's actually successfully transferred over, and she said that she knows of. As far as foreigners are concerned, my advice has always been the same. You know, if you're happily married, then fine. If you want to buy property, you can put it in the wife's name. But if you're single, no, rent. It's the only sensible thing to do. It really is. I know there'll be people out there saying, well, you can own a condo. But unfortunately, there's clauses to that, such as the building can consist of no more than 49% foreign occupancy. In other words, the time management still have controlling interest. And if they let the building fall in disrepair, the foreigners don't have a leg to stand on. So if I was single, I wouldn't buy. I just wouldn't. As I said before, it's different for me, and it's different for lots of other expats in my situation. You know, we're married, we have children, so it all gets passed down to the kids at the end of the day, so we don't worry about it. Just glorious though, look at it. Those mountains and the shadows, those clouds are casting across them. Just wonderful. The only rice left in this area that I know of to be harvested is our neighbour's. Our neighbour still hasn't managed to get a combine into his land to harvest, and it is getting very, very late in the day for him. This rice now is just almost falling off the stalks. Fingers crossed that the fella sorts it out in time, because there would be nothing worse in my view than one of these poor lot having to lose an entire crop because there's no available way to harvest it other than by hand. And of course that's going to be labour intensive. It will mean bringing in an entire crew, and generally that can work out more expensive than the combine harvester. Well, you know the old saying, the best laid plans of mice and men. It's just been one of those days. As you know, I had problems with the battery this morning. It wasn't charged, so I had to go and charge it. Well, when I finally got it all working, I took it home in the afternoon and downloaded the footage. Well, I would have done, but there was no footage on the memory card. I actually ended up taking the SD card out, putting it in another device, and there it was, all my footage. Not quite sure what was going on with the GoPro, but I reset everything and it seems to be working just fine now. I hope. Anyway, I'll find out tomorrow morning when I actually start editing this lot. It can be a bit of a nightmare at times, but that's the way vlogging goes, isn't it? As you can see, it is a stunning evening out here. There is nothing like the sunset here. There just isn't. I'm sure you'll agree that is a beautiful sunset. We've got that smoke going on over there again tonight. It's going to be a very cold and crisp night. This one's for Simon and Lauren. Simon, I didn't get time today to research on how to capture a time-lapse for a night sky, but bear with me, mate. I promise you I'll have a look and see if it can be done. I'm sure it can be, even on a GoPro. I think really it'll be a case of changing the ISO settings, because obviously at night you need to pick up as much light as you possibly can, and the only light you'll have is the stars. So I'm not exactly sure how it works. The stars here at night are truly incredible. When the sky's like this, when it's crystal clear, oh, it's just a sight to behold. Well guys, another fabulous day. Lessons learned and obstacles overcome, but that's all part of life, isn't it? Oh, seriously, what a day. I can't believe it with that GoPro. I don't know what happened to it. But anyway.
Your fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah.
I looked at it.
You know sudden.
Yeah, no, I didn't charge it. I thought I charged it.
No.
I didn't. Oh, never mind. Well, that's about it from Pie Night today, whatever you guys do. Have a fantastic day and stay safe. Don't forget, please subscribe, share and like. It does make a huge difference. And Pie Night, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now, guys.
See you tomorrow.